We need to bring back broads. Like, enough mothers, enough sisters. We need a broad.
I didn't choose to be gay. I don't want this life. I can't keep up.
Everything I say, you turned around. But you're right. It's June.
This is a summer for haters, sluts, messy bitches, and Leos.
It's always our season.
Cougars are having a moment.
I cannot wait to get my federally mandated younger hot boyfriend.
This is living. This is what life is all about, is watching women sweat and yell.
I like the one that sounds like what I would imagine welding school is like.
I'm like, my tits are up and my brain is off. It's awesome.
My parents listen to this podcast. How dare you? I hate to tell you how I spent my weekend.
I already know.
Because you know it's going to be like, I just watched RHONY all weekend.
Yeah.
Like, it's like week 4 now of me just with my little RHONY updates. When I tell you, these women were like boxing in a limo together. It was
literally. With
yes,
these women,
no,
literally,
no,
maybe literally,
really, and it was crazy because all of these women. Sonia had planned a trip for Ramona's birthday to Atlantic City, and all the women went over to Sonia's house before, but Sonia would not let them in. Very me. But then Heather was, I'm telling you, she was snarling mad that her friend supposedly would make her wait outside in the cold and not let her come in the house. And they got into it. They got into the limo, got into it even more. When I tell you, RHONY it's like some of the greatest drama I've ever seen.
You're kind of convincing me now.
No,
at this point
like
to get there.
I'm selling it, and we haven't even gotten into like the Dorinda of it all.
Is she present now?
She has just made it. She's just made her way onto my screen, and when I swear to God, I looked forward to Dorinda's entrance on my RHONY watch more than I look forward to like a paycheck. Yeah. Like, no, I knew she was going to change my life, and she did. Yeah. Like, we need to bring back broads. Like, enough mothers, enough sisters. we need a broad. And that is what Dorinda is.
How would you define a broad?
Like,
I haven't heard that word in years.
Deep voice, kind of like no nonsense energy. A woman who is like, tell you how it is and not how it ain't. Kind of like me.
No. Hunter, famously abroad. Actually, in a few years, I think you're approaching broad territory.
Yes. I'm like one like sparkly belt away, like one Hermes belt away from like being a broad.
Yeah.
Like what, and like one like fight at a gala.
With like a purse on your hip. You're like ready to.
Yeah, like really snapping in someone's face.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's your Pride Month?
I don't know why I just have this vision of like me on the streets, like unsing tears in my eye, and Hunter safe tucked in bed watching RHONY, just like breathing calmly.
That's what happened. You responded to stories that you forgot you responded to.
Like, I didn't choose to be gay. I don't want this life.
No,
I can't keep up.
I feel like you fallen into a well. Like you just show up here in the morning, like you're losing your voice. You like, look dead. I was like, are you mad at me? But what else is going on? This is like the first week that you've been in New York, like for a while, I feel like.
Yeah, I guess I'm sitting my
You're
ass
like
down
international
here.
gal.
Well, until a few weeks. Then we're traveling again.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
I forgot.
No, I forgot.
No, this is important.
I actually forgot.
Wait, forget my news topic. Let's talk about this.
We're taking a hoe trip together.
Yeah, we're taking a hoe
trip. We're taking a hoe trip.
It's been years in the making.
When I tell you, I said, Remy, sit down. Andrew, be quiet. I'm going on a hoe trip.
I'm going on a hoe trip.
We are going to Grand Cayman together.
Yeah, we are. And we're staying where? At the Palm Heights. Influencer status reached. We're staying at the Palm Heights.
We sound so annoying. But
we are.
I need a vacation so bad.
So bad. Like, I need to get out of here.
You were just in Thailand, so I need you to actually be quiet.
That's fair.
How dare you? That's like actually the craziest thing you've ever said. I just said you've been in New York for like 10 days for the first time in 3 months.
It's harder than you think to be the Dua Lipa of your own life. Some people need to catch flights, not feelings. That's just where I'm at in my life, okay?
And you know what? She's not catching the beat. Anyway.
Give her a break this week.
No,
Let's give
but
Dua Lipa a break this week.
You don't vacation, as I said, to a Dua Lipa degree. You vacation to a Justin Bieber degree, where it's like you catch flights and like there's some kind of like international kerfuffle about like...
Yeah.
But anyway... How else is your summer? What else has happened with you this weekend?
Nothing good. Nothing great. Pride is ruining my life. I will say that. You know what's also kind of ruining my life? The weather. Where I'm at in my self and body. You know, I actually want to take a moment to defend Sydney Sweeney for that one time she said she was bullied for having big tits. Yeah.
Big boobs.
Big boobs, child. Anyway, but I get it. At first I said, don't do it, queen.
How big are your boobs? Is that bad to ask?
No, 32E.
Oh, wow.
Brag. I know. Sorry. Turns to camera. Brag. But I will say the minute summer hits, it's all downhill from there. In general, it's just like, a nuisance to work out with big boobs to, I guess that's it. Otherwise, it's really fun. But sometimes fitting in dresses, I guess, or, sizing things. But in the summer, when I tell you there is a kiddie pool under my tits at any moment, it is unbearable. I don't think Sydney Sweeney was getting bullied by her peers. I think she was getting bullied by God. Oh, she was getting bullied by the 90-degree heat. It's hard.
No, I love summer. The hotter the better.
No.
It can be 100 degrees. It's not hot enough for me.
Such a Leo. Anyway, I summon the community. Anyone with big tits out there or an ally to the big tit community, if you have a bra, a life hack, a deodorant trick, anything, a surgeon that might be able to actually give me maybe closer to like a D+ cup, hit my line, slide into my DMs, leave a comment, rate, subscribe. This is my call to action. I'm tapping into the community for help.
So this week we're talking about women's basketball drama. Ever heard of it? Some non-pop flops, and we're joined by Ashley Reese to talk about the dating rumors, heavy emphasis on these, between Demi Moore and Joe Jonas. So let me just say this. Are you looking for a home for your worst opinions?
Are you a hater first and a lover of pop culture second? Consider this, a glorified group chat, but we're not calling you out. No. We're calling you in. This is a safe space.
To talk shit.
But of course, from Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Okay, but yeah, we do have business to talk to. And that the color of that business and the color of my entire Twitter timeline is slime green, baby.
I have never been so happy. Remember those Herman Miller chairs that are like that color? Like such a good accent color?
Yeah.
Like, no, Charli XCX. What is her real name? Charlotte?
That's not my business, but yes.
Okay. I don't know. Like
I feel like for some reason, I'm like, it's dead naming her or something. I said, whoa. We don't call her anything but Charli XCX.
I did not mean to. No, she didn't need to be done. The slime green is like a good color.
So we're talking about obviously Charli's new album, Brat. And I do think before we even get into like how many bops after bops after bops, and also, I was shitting on Pride earlier, and then this album came out and the additional 3 tracks just came out, and I said, actually, gay rights.
Have you been listening to this all weekend? Is this like all that you've heard everywhere you go?
It's the only thing that calls me out to the streets again. That gets, I wake up hungover in shambles being like, no more. I'm done with these gays.
I think, sorry, go on.
And then I hear a Charli XCX song and I say, I'm so back.
I think Brat is like the Despacito, but like for like Bushwick and Clinton Hill. Like you can't go anywhere without hearing it.
Bushwick and Clinton Hill and nothing in between? Those are like far destinations.
Yeah, I know, but like those are where my queer community lives.
The broke gays and the rich gays.
How dare you? I did not say that.
You're like, socioeconomic class doesn't matter with Charli XCX fans. They can live anywhere. Bushwick, Clinton Hill.
Everything I say, you turn it around. But it's your right. It's June.
Yeah.
It's your right to do it.
It's correct. It's Pride. Yeah, that's how it goes. Sorry.
So this is my thing with Charli XCX. Usually her music sounds too much like dial-up in my like to my ear.
Okay.
But the one song that's like the Great Gatsby song, Party for You.
Great song.
That's a classic. Yuck. Everyone slept on Yuck, but I loved it. And now I feel like there are lots of songs in this album that I'm like really feeling. Like I was like running through Times Square here listening to it, and I feel like, oh my gosh, like this is a song for rushing.
Running and being in a hurry to that song is so. Yes. It's actually like for like gay people are always in a rush. Black people and gay people are always running late. When you're both. You are really always running late. So listening to Charli XCX just gets me pumping through the streets, pumping through Times Square to get here. Actually, I got here on time. I will say something about this album that it's so fun for me right now specifically is that all the other girls are in their like, I feel like we've talked about this before, like healing era. And Charli was like, fuck that. It's for the sluts, babe. Like, this is for the gays. I keep doing a British accent a bad,
and I wish you wouldn't. And I
British
really
accent.
wish you wouldn't. Yeah.
Someone
yeah.
needs to call me in on that.
But I do think that there is something about Kendrick Lamar and Charli XCX really connecting with the culture in a way that's like, oh, this is a summer for like really embracing maybe your worst impulses and your worst instincts in a good way. Because everyone who's like trying to either evolve or mature or something like that, it's like it's not connecting at all.
This is a summer for haters, sluts, messy bitches, and Leos.
It's always our season.
I mean, you're kind of all the above. No wonder you love this album.
My parents listen to this podcast. How dare you? Okay, favorite tracks. Tell me.
Everything Is Romantic is like on repeat in my house.
Yeah.
I will say because I used to be Lover Girl Rising, now I'm Lover Girl Moon. So I is truly like a song that I feel like I actually did cry to. I cried because I just needed to cry. And I said, well, might as well add a playlist. Might as well add a backtrack to my tears. Poetic of me. And So I feel like is just such a good song. It's a song that's about Sophie, who is a producer who was a collaborator of Charli's, who passed away in like the most horrible and like also deeply poetic way. And Sophie's music and Sophie's work is like having this song basically like dedicated to her and like in memoriam of her is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I really, really love it. And I love it in like the opposite way that I love like Talk Talk, or like this song is not on the album. But the Addison Rae remix of Von Dutch. When I hear Addison Rae scream, I not turn on in that kind of way. I get activated.
You're activated. Yeah.
I start stretching. I'm like ready to fight, I guess. My fist is up right now. I don't know why. I'll put it down.
I do have to say, like, Sophie is one of the few celebrity deaths that I think about like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what really like a transcendent talent.
Dying looking at the moon.
Taken from us far too soon. And I also think about the Vince Staples tweet about Sophie.
Yeah.
Like wearing a leather bubble jacket, smoking a cigarette, just making beads. Like, wow.
Incredibly correct.
Like, she was an icon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, what are your favorite tracks? Do you have any number ones?
Girl, I don't know the name of any of these songs. I like the
100%
one.
knows a vibe.
I like exactly. I like the one that sounds like too like, you know, when you had like a desktop computer in like your family kitchen or like family living room.
Yeah.
The one that sounds like two of those like grinding. I like that one. I like the one that sounds like what I would imagine welding school is like. And I like the one that you said.
Yep,
yeah, Everything Is
going.
Romantic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like if I didn't know this was complimentary, I would be like, homophobia. It's alive and well. It's alive and well.
I also like the one that's like, it sounds like black girl wearing silver jewelry. Like, oh yeah, that was a subtweet. Yeah. No. I like it all. I was very surprised because I'm not usually a Charli XCX but this one like really impressed me. And I do think there is a lot about this music that becomes like Song of the Summer worthy.
Yeah.
If I hadn't already put all of my chips behind Nasty by Tinashe, they would be in the bucket of Charli XCX, isn't it?
Which we have breaking news. Breaking news. This happened days ago. Tinashe's Nasty has hit 1 million, Tinashe's Nasty has surpassed 1 million streams. And that's on Black Excellence.
And when I tell you, about 500,000 of those are from my apartment. Like,
and I'll say the other half right over here.
I want to be like the couple doing the dance for Halloween.
We should be. We're both black.
No, we're already doing Chloe and Halle.
Let it go.
I've been begging for this for years.
Let it go.
Ugh.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of, as we have said, so many pop girls are in their flop eras.
Yeah.
Or just giving us flop music or like half-baked ballads.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God for a Charli XCX for stepping in the studio, doing maybe a little Bumpiana if she needed to, a little poppers with her local gays, saying it's time to get to work. Thank God she locked in.
No, she went into that studio and she said, we're going to make history right here.
And that's what she did.
And also, I think you kind of brought this up before, but I want to circle back to it. Something about the green, of course, is very striking, but also the like pixelated ass, like
little
Brat
font.
sans serif on the cover
is
the least produced in an era where everything feels so hyper-produced and people are like rejecting that.
Yeah.
That cover just feels like, here it is, take it or leave it. Which is like how the music feels, like very unapologetic, very unambiguous.
I actually, not to be like marketing TM girls, but I was going to say like, I feel like it's such genius. I mean, so many people shit on the artwork before, when it first came out, before any, music was released, being like, now what the hell is this? But I actually think like the simplicity of it leads so much to its memification, like the way it's so easy. I saw avocado toast that said a matcha that said Brat. Like someone was like, cathedrals are everywhere if you have, and it was like a green cone.
No, wait, I saw one that was like just like the green background with the black text on it, and it said "Big is moving to Paris."
Yeah. Like I feel like it lends itself so well to this memeability, this virality, and on top of it, thank God, it's also good music.
Yeah, and it's also lent itself to being copied.
Ooh.
I don't know if you saw, but Camila Cabello, a friend of the pod, not at all. Her album is like kind of, I saw people saying that like she has mimicked the style of Brat. Like it's not green, it's kind of a electric blue sort of. And it's like, oh, Camila Cabello. I'm sorry, you just can't catch a win.
There's a long
I feel
line
bad.
There's a long line of girls that are trying to recreate what Charli XCX has.
Yeah.
And like not all of your gay besties hit the same. I'm sorry. They can't all have Troye Sivan like in their back pocket. But
I love Troye Sivan.
Me too. If he was a lesbian, I think he'd be too powerful. Okay, another pop girlie who's kind of taking it, IMO, but in a totally different way, in like a very much more like capital M marketing, yes, TM marketing girls, is Sabrina Carpenter. With this one new track. Okay, Me Espresso, obviously.
We are one nation under it, yes.
Yes,
I love when I get a genuine laugh or something that's like not even that funny.
Well, just because it's stupid.
Okay, you're standing a little bit too hard, queen. Relax.
You know what? Let me just go take it back. We're done. Take it back. Didn't laugh. I was just shocked by the like sheer like fatherly joke of it all. But like, excuse me for giving you some flowers. But I will say that Sabrina Carpenter, obviously Me Espresso is a number one track. But also we now have Please, Please, Please alongside the music video with her boyfriend Barry Keoghan, star of what was that movie called?
Saltburn.
And something else, I'm sure. He's in some Irish
he's been in
stuff.
No, he was in Killing of a Sacred Deer. He was in another Yorgos movie, I think.
I will say there is a distinct difference between like my Twitter timeline being consumed by Charli XCX Brat, Slime Green, and then like my TikTok is Miss Sabrina Carpenter, and then Barry Keoghan Light. Please, please, please / Me Espresso. Yeah, and that's not lost on me.
No, I think there is something because like Brat is for people who've been laid off. Brat is for people who unfortunately worked in media.
Yeah, Brat is for bisexuals, and that is a Venn diagram.
Brat is
those
for people
three
who have lost their voice during Pride Month. And I'm talking about you. And Me Espresso is for girls who are in like a 20-person group chat with people they went to college with.
Yeah.
Me Espresso, Please, Please, Please is for like a girl whose friends are like, dump him. Like, grow up, dump him. Like, it's going long enough. Yeah. But
so heterosexuals.
You said it.
Yeah.
No.
Well.
Anyway, I do not love the music video. I don't know. The Please, Please, Please of it all is like not doing a ton for me, honestly. I don't think it's like as a second single, it's not that good.
It's no Me Espresso.
It's obviously like a throwback to like a very like crooner, like Dolly Parton. It's like giving like kind of country-esque, but it's also just kind of like just slow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when I listen to that song, I just think about J-Lo. Like, singing about a man not embarrassing you, that's kind of J-Lo's MO.
It always comes back to J-Lo. It always comes back to RHONY and J-Lo with you.
Is that such a bad thing?
I'm not saying it's a good thing. But I will say, I like Please, Please, Please. But I think because it's so soft brain. Like, it feeds me in a different way than Charli XCX does. Like, I feel like when I listen to Talk on Brat, I'm like amped up, I'm ready, I'm present, I'm in my body, let's go. And then I listen to Please, 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 Me Espresso, and I'm like, I maybe didn't graduate college. Like, I don't know. Like, I maybe just vibe. Like,
well,
maybe
you went to Emerson.
Well,
what does that really require?
Yeah, I barely graduated. I could have shown up once and I could have graduated at Emerson College. But like listening to Sabrina Carpenter makes me want to move back to LA. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's
I've never had that feeling, but I can understand what it might be like.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, my tits are up and my brain is off. It's awesome. It's awesome over here. I love it. I'm being so serious too. And I feel like I like that kind of soft brain element. I know everyone is so sick of Jack Antonoff and the motherfucking stew. Because I do feel like all of his songs, Jack Antonoff, who is a producer, a singer-songwriter, also the ex of Lena Dunham, famously, if you were there, you were there. And I do think that was her story. And I do feel like he does this thing that makes his music sound and his collaboration sounds too ubiquitous, or even just like too much like
too
him.
homogenous.
Yeah. And I feel that a little bit in this song, like it's very clearly Jack Antonoff produced, but I kind of like it. I still am listening to it in a way that feels sweet and fun and good. And the music video, I just like her putting her boyfriend to work. Like I like Barry Keoghan on Sabrina Carpenter's time. Like she said, you're like, this is my call sheet and I place you where I want you and I use you however I need. I think that's feminist and I think it's cool.
Banshees of Inisherin.
That's the Irish movie I was talking about. I told you he was in Irish stuff.
Sorry, no, I totally forgot.
He's Irish, right?
Yeah. Duh, he's Irish.
I mean, he ain't no Cillian Murphy.
Oof. And say that.
And Killian.
No, call us.
Yeah, no, we're
ready
around.
for anything. We're around. Yeah. I'm up and
happy
homie.
Pride. Happy Pride. Sorry. Wait, what?
Jesus Christ. Anyway, what I'm getting at is this. I don't understand the desired circumstances in which I would listen to Please, Please, Please.
I actually am okay with a song that just comes on when you hit shuffle. I'm okay with that. Not every song needs to be like me. Organized.
That sounds crazy. And Selena Gomez just fell to her knees.
It's like when you're playing, when you hit shuffle,
that's my girl.
You hit shuffle, a song happens to come on that you didn't plan for, and you go, that's nice. That's okay to me. Some songs need to just be that filler music that feels fine.
Well, you know who is listening? My Spotify algorithm, because Sabrina Carpenter plays every fourth song, maybe every second song. So I'm excited to hear Please, Please, Please about 20 more times today.
And you will.
Well, I love love.
Do you?
Yes. You love being a lover girl. You love talking about being a lover girl.
I do.
But I actually love love, i.e. Benifer.
Yeah.
But there's a new celebrity relationship on the block. And it's, well, Demi Moore and Joe Jonas were photographed at Cannes. And I don't think anyone's photographed at Cannes if they don't want to be seen. At after an AMFAR gala too, it's that's the place to test a new relationship.
You're you're on the clock then.
Yeah, no. That's they're trying to see him be seen. I think we should kind of watch this space. There's something kind of appealing to me about the idea of them maybe being together. I think it could work for Demi, who I love and support and look out for always.
Okay, so we kind of have the perfect person with us here today to talk about the celebrity lore, the celebrity gossip, celebrity things, the genius behind the Substack Bad Brain, and, oh my God, author. You're giving author Ashley Reese. Oh my gosh. And please, 1, welcome, and 2, talk to us about your new book, babe.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. So I got a book deal very recently.
Congratulations!
Brag. Yes.
Working title right now is called Accidental Virgin. It's a project that it's kind of been years in the making, but it's definitely changed a lot after my husband died. But basically, it's writing about love, sex, relationships. Yeah. A lot of it was based on a column I had of the same name 10 years ago, where I was I'm 23, living in New York, never had sex. Let me write about it for no money, because this was peak mining people for their trauma for $50 era of the internet.
And a bus ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
I love New York City media.
Exactly. Yep. So, but I thought I would be the virgin Carrie Bradshaw, and then 2 dates in, I met Rob, who ended up being my husband way down the line. So, it's about relationships, being a late bloomer, grief, all that. All the good stuff. I was about to say all that good stuff.
And then you're
just a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Now I just need to write the book. But,
I've heard of I've heard of writing a book.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do it one day.
Okay, where do you write? What's your process?
Okay, so I hate this about myself, but I really am one of those cafe girlies only because like I guess it's kind of like a parallel play, you know, like everyone around you
Thank
is
you for bringing
doing
up parallel play. No, that was so important to me as a lesbian. You had to hear that.
well,
Actually, your ex is the first person you told me about parallel play.
Of course.
it's just like everyone else around me is working and being productive, and I feel like, okay, if I'm like scrolling Twitter right now, that'd be really gauche. I mean, I still do it, and I'll like look at Instagram for like a little bit, but I am more productive when I'm around other people working. So,
Fair.
but you know, I'd like to also work, you know, at home because I don't want to. Every time we go to a cafe, you have to spend money at the cafe, and I feel like I need to spend more money to like justify being there. So
Yes, I always
like,
feel
this is a
eyes on
write-off.
me. Like a clock has started right
Yeah.
now. I have to an hour before I have to buy something else.
yeah, exactly, and I'm just like, but yeah.
You've also said something important, which is so Twitter.
Oh.
And you keep your little ass online.
When I
Came into
wait, is
this.
your bio still got the girls in a tizzy?
It's like got the girlies pressed. Yeah,
Yes, yes,
every day.
Yes, 'Cause
Every
that's-
day.
It's like
And you do. And
No,
you did.
that
You
you
came
do.
in with the girlies pressed.
Yeah, I came in being like, oh yeah, someone's yelling at me on Twitter.
it was almost like performance art. I loved it. It was like, oh my goodness, iconic, the legend.
Oh my God.
Not disappointing. But I don't know I feel like on Twitter I saw people saying that Joe and Demi were like fake, and I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like everyone's always gonna be like, oh, this is a PR relationship or something. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
maybe it's nothing. But
Mhm.
I mean, I'm also just kind of like, like what's the kind of man that Demi would go for? As if I know her on a
Yeah.
personal
As if
level.
it's me, maybe.
But like, I
Yeah.
mean, I think of the last time she had like a major like public relationship, it was with Ashton Kutcher, and like obviously the whole thing back then, God, that started in the 2000s, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was when I was a teenager, and it was all like when people were like, Cougars, am I right? And like that was the whole thing about that. So I'm just like, well, you know, she's been with a younger man before.
Mhm.
This wouldn't be like totally like out of left field on that front.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, I don't know if I really buy it either.
Thank you.
I think they're testing the waters. And
Maybe.
I think
Yeah.
we're like seeing a focus group
Yeah.
version of this. Like we'll gauge the reaction and then we'll circle back in 5 to 7 days.
I
By
think
we,
the
I mean
rumor-
Demi's team.
I think the rumors are Mariah Carey thin. I think we are grasping at straws.
Skinny, honey.
Skinny and snatched. I'm like, wait, what? I will say though, to your point though, like let's talk about Cougars are having a moment. So I
Cougar revival? Is that
almost
happening?
Yeah, Cougar revival.
It is a revival. It's
Coming to HBO Max.
revival of
Right.
the Selena Gomez song. No, I cannot wait to get my federally mandated younger hot boyfriend. Like Anne Hathaway had one in The Idea of You on Amazon
Oh
Prime.
yeah.
Nicole Kidman is about to get one in Zac Efron in the Netflix movie.
About to get one in Zac Efron. I love that phrasing is so sexual for some reason. Oh, she's about to get one from Zac Efron. Like that was how I
I have problems
with
with antecedents.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nicole Kidman has one on his way. Happens
Mm-hmm.
to be Zac Efron, and now Demi Moore. I wish it weren't Joe Jonas though.
I mean, here's the thing about Joe Jonas. Okay, I was gonna say this as I'm not saying something very profound here. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I know that he's like a grown man. He's like a father of like 2, I think. You know, has been divorced, all this stuff. He's had quite a life. But every time I see him or any of the other brothers Jonai, I'm always just like in my head, like, ooh, this is an SOS. Don't want a second guess. You know,
the bottom line is true.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't take it seriously. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
that's
they're
basically saying like,
grown.
I'm like Demi's saying the guy from Jonas Brothers. Like that's literally.
Yeah, that's like guy from Camp Rock. What
Yeah,
the hell?
exactly.
Yeah. I know. I kind of like
Camp Rock, like
Yes.
literally,
Oh
like
my
God.
For a second, I was like, "Wait, I know that beat." Which is
Yeah.
my like decom brain turned on, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm obsessed with infantilizing the Jonas Brothers at all points in their career. Like they could be 65, and I'll be like, "That's a kid from Camp Rock," like
right.
as it should be. But I do think in recent years, obviously he just went through his divorce or is still going through the divorce. I'm
Yeah.
not keeping exact tabs on that, but with Sophie
Sophie
Turner.
Turner.
I think PR wise, he really benefited from having bi wife. Like his crop tops and having a bi wife made him a little bit more sexual than the other boys. I
Wait,
would
she's
say.
bi?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sophie, you're single now. That's crazy.
Well, she's apparently with some like aristocrat, according to
Oh, with a crazy name.
yeah, like
Wait.
Peregrine. something.
No,
go for it.
it's like something that's out of like a Knives Out movie.
Yeah, like
It's a
it starts with a
name.
P.
Mhm.
It's like, and he goes by Percy or something. I don't know.
It could be so close to Peyton.
I
I
mean-
mean, not an Aristocat, but
Stop.
Aristocat.
Stop.
I told you my decom brain was
Oh my god!
Not
I'm sorry.
summoning
Put
the
your shot
Aristocats.
away. You've taken it.
Pride,
put it
pride has
away.
burned my brain, okay? Pride has made me talk the way I am. Bring up Aristocats is really queer, actually. But I do think, okay, like considering the corners of TikTok that I was on at the peak of their relationship, I do feel like he got a lot of good buzz because of his relationship with her and their relationship online together and how they would present it.
I'm
And
sorry. You're
again,
saying Joe and Sophie.
Joe and Sophie,
Okay.
yeah. And then like his crop tops, like when he would show a little midriff.
But do you remember when he did
That's
those
a lot of work
Botox
for him.
ads? And it was like a special like men's Botox. And like
Wait, I don't know.
nothing offended me about that except for the idea of men's Botox. Like men don't need a specific version of Botox.
Botox
It's the
for
same.
men.
Yeah.
Like it's
no.
blue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
It was like either
like,
men's Botox or like men's filler. I was like, girl, give
And
me a
it's
break.
cheaper too. Yeah, like
it's like, what is it, like men's wipes or something when they have like stuff for like
Yes,
tissues
yes.
and things like that.
yeah, like razors for men are
Yeah.
like so much more.
And it's like, our deodorant is just like ice storm, like scented instead of, just like, this is like spearmint, But the thing is, I think about Joe also in the sense of like, well, when the news was coming out about the divorce, I thought that he didn't look good on a PR.
No.
yeah,
at
well, I'm
all.
saying that's why he's
Yeah.
fumbling.
This is why he made a call to the fake relationship factory, as some people are alleging.
I run it. I'm
But I
COO. Yeah.
I think not even CEO.
No,
Damn. Wait,
no,
that's
I don't wanna
crazy.
take that on,
That's
actually.
crazy.
Yeah.
No, I do think that there's something that like adds a level, like maybe respectability or seriousness about someone from like Joe Jonas, Jonas Brothers, dating like an actual Hollywood icon, like
Yeah.
someone who has been in so many iconic movies. I mean, hello Ghost, hello G.I. Jane, hello
Hello.
A Few Good Men, hello.
Charlie's Angels Full
And
Throttle.
now that we're talking about it, one
Happy
time,
Pride.
You're
one
like,
time I
"Shut up."
tweeted that you can draw a line from Demi Moore and Ghost to Timothy Chalamet, and I wish I knew what I was thinking. It wasn't even high. I was just like that's an actual thought that was in my bad brain.
Okay, plug.
I actually love that. That was good.
Yeah,
that
that was
you
slick.
you kind of gagged me for a
yeah,
minute. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, you actually turned up. You said up straight.
The one thing I will say though is that like Demi is also just like beloved. Like who doesn't like
Yes,
Demi?
yes.
Like
Yeah, and
I
if-
mean, like
And
it's
if you don't,
yeah, and
yeah.
it's just kind of like, what's Demi done to anyone? Like it's just people love her.
Yeah.
I mean, she dated Ashton Kutcher as he like habitually cheated on
Yeah.
her in their marital bed.
Oh,
People won't forget.
yeah.
oof.
Read
I will
her
say-
memoir for more details.
She is what we like to call in the community mother.
Abroad. Oh.
Abroad. I know you meant it as a compliment. So nasty. So nasty. But she's a
Broad.
mother. She is my white mom. Like she's mother to many. Like that's why I feel like these rumors are so thin, because in what world does she benefit from someone who has only bad press and like isn't on any chart near me?
Well, I don't know. I think there is like a sort of fascination with age gap relationships.
But him,
If you are like over the age of like being on Twitter arguing about them.
Yeah.
And I also think that there's like everyone loves a new relationship to like talk about. And
Yeah.
with Bennifer on the crescent,
Oh,
let's
R.I.P.
say, maybe there's something here.
at least maybe some like starter, like we can like this is a appetizer,
Mhm.
and then like whoever she dates next is like
the main course.
Yeah, exactly.
What if she was
It
sorry?
can't be Joe.
You said Timothy earlier. I'm like, oh my god, what if Demi and Timothy?
And Club Chalamet would say, me.
Yeah.
No, that
Like,
would
literally
be
in
like,
Elle Woods like way of saying it. Me.
I do love the idea of Kylie being replaced by Demi Moore.
And that feels like Demi Moore invented being a white girl who has dark hair.
Yeah.
Like they didn't exist before her. Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You said, what the hell is a
Wow.
Kardashian? Well,
Elizabeth Taylor like shaking. And
Oh,
oh,
gosh.
oh.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth
Wow.
Taylor.
Queen, sorry. We didn't mean to erase you.
Yeah.
She invented being white and having curves. And then sorry, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Wow.
Well,
A bunch
We're
of white
erasing
people,
a lot
bunch
of-
white women have a bone to pick with.
we're
you now.
erasing a lot of white women right now. I think we need to be really mindful of that.
Yeah, it's a safe space. I mean, I guess, okay, so I'm curious, like, are we, as in, I guess I know my answer, but are you guys pro this relationship?
Sorry, I thought you were going to say, are we white women?
Are we white women?
Are we the white women?
Stay tuned to find out. Also, legally, I actually am.
Yeah. Some people in this room are mixed, so
Some-
I tread lightly.
It was an
Oh,
accident.
sorry,
It was an
I-
accident. It wasn't
I
my
can't
fault.
relate.
You were mixed.
Yes, it was an accident. That's all I'll say on that, actually. But are we pro? No, I'm just thinking about us as white women. But are we pro Demi and Joe? Okay, rhyme scheme.
Pro Demi Joe. Wow.
Pro
Okay.
Demi Joe.
I'm anti.
Okay.
I'm anti. I think she can do better. Like, honestly, get her Austin Butler.
Ooh.
Like,
Wow, now we're
sorry,
cooking.
my inspired
Now-
brain
yes,
now.
chef. Okay.
No, get her Austin Butler, get her Jeremy Allen White, get her. I don't know, just like someone with a little more like, you know, like
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah.
more like bring something to the table.
What about Glen Powell, who I've been keeping
And
my eye on?
no,
Here-
because listen, where was everyone else when I would text my friend Luke every day that Glen Powell needed a GQ cover? And now look, and now everyone's bandwagoning on. I was there on the trenches of Everybody Wants Some.
I will be seated for Twisters.
Oh,
That's all I can
hard.
say.
Yeah.
Same,
yeah. Locked
same,
in.
same.
Seatbelt
Yeah.
on.
Same.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I love
Demi
weather.
Moore and Paul Mescal. What about them? If Natalie Portman doesn't work out,
Let's like let Natalie have her.
let
she's-
her
she's
cook.
working.
Let her
Yeah.
cook. Okay. Okay.
Don't always coming for these white women. They're trying to do their work, Hunter. Let them live. But yeah, okay. I can see who was the first person you said that
Austin Butler.
made me sit up. Yes, Kaya, go to school. Go back to school. How
Kaya,
old is
open
she,
a book.
18?
Open a book.
She will because she loves to read. We have an important question for you. It's a twofold. First,
Okay.
are you a lover or a hater?
Oof.
And this is what we
Yeah.
want. This is someone struggling to come with an answer. That's someone who understands the assignment.
I think I'm a hater.
Mm.
Oof.
But I'm full of love.
Aww.
Ew, okay, that was like I didn't actually sound as cool as I thought it would.
That
but,
didn't sound as cool.
Yeah,
No,
but I mean like
got it.
but I'm not like I'm not evil about it though.
No. You can hate with love.
Yeah.
You're leading with hate.
I love so
love.
hard, but I do love to hate.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Wait, you love to hate.
That's what it is. That's
We've
what it
seen
is.
your Twitter. You
I
love
do
to hate.
and but I think I do it with this like kind of innocent like,
Yeah.
you know, kind of like airplane food. What's up with that? But then people are like, oh, so I think you should die in a plane crash now. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
no,
oh,
people were like,
No,
well,
you
my
got
mother
shooters.
made this airplane
Yeah,
food when she was nursing me on her last dollar.
Yeah, you have a lot of haters, but you to me are a little bit more like no heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
vibe.
yeah. And so that's why I struggle with this because like I like playful hating,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but ultimately I think that people get way too serious about it, and I'm just like, so at the end of the day, I'm a person full of love and admiration for my fellow man.
Yeah.
Your fellow
Yeah.
man. Okay,
Yeah.
follow-up question.
I'm
to
from
that.
California. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it came out quick. It came out hard. Follow-up question. Are you a lover or hater of age gap relationships?
Oh, generally a hater,
Okay.
but it's like a big asterisk, you know? Because like I think that like the age gap discourse has gotten like kind of like lost the plot a little bit. It's kind of like gotten to a point where it's like, oh my God, like how dare you, a 31-year-old man, like manipulate this 25-year-old woman into like get a relationship. I'm just like, I don't know if that's like the big ick for me, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It varies.
Yeah.
But generally I'm like, I don't really care about it. I'm not like, ooh, I want like an older man, or like, I really love like age gap. So I'll say hater.
I guess imagine if
It
you're
would
like,
be kind
"Ooh,
of
I
weird if
love
it was
an
like,
age gap."
ooh.
I love age gap.
Yeah.
Like, no.
The one your voice just was wild too.
Oh, I love age
Yeah.
gap. I love a little voice.
Yeah.
I do some voices.
That
you
was
know.
someone else that came into you.
Oh, you know.
The spirit of someone who loves an age gap.
I mean, let me say this. I'm here for some Stellas getting their groove back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
110%.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
This has been so special.
This has been great.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for having
you.
me, guys.
And where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram with the handle Offbeat Orbit, or just like type in Ashley Reese in the search. And also I have a Substack called Bad Brain. Check it out.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Thanks. So over the weekend, I watched Fake Boxing, which is the woman on RHONY, really going after it with each other. And then I watched a lot of tennis. I watched the Roland Garros men's finals. Carlos Alcaraz, ever heard of him?
No, literally no.
Oh my gosh. He is only a phenomenon. Oh my goodness. He has won the US Open, he won Wimbledon, and he just won the French Open.
All these he kind of just I don't know men.
What you are not understanding though is that it's an iconic win because it's actually so sweet. His icon is Rafael Nadal, and in like one of the post-game interviews, one of the commentators was like, "Oh, Rafa just commented on your Instagram about you winning," and he was like, "Really?" Like his face lit up. I'm sorry, like every boy who plays tennis who is cute is my son. I like feel
only
so
the
maternal.
Cute ones.
Yeah,
only the cute ones. You can't
well,
be good
his
and ugly.
opponent in this big match was Alexander Zverev, who has abuse allegations and just paid a big penalty in German court. So it's a win for everyone that Carlos Alcaraz won this match.
I have an important question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did the love for tennis come before or after Challengers?
It came before.
Okay.
Remember, because I went to the US Open.
You did.
Yes.
Okay.
If anyone is listening, I spiritually need to be in a box this US Open. So whatever you can do, please reach out to me.
I'll take that +1.
But I saw Coco Gauff win and I started like sobbing.
Yeah.
And like whenever I watch the video back on my phone, I'm still crying. So like, no, I'm kind of like a sports girl now.
Okay.
It only took 19 years.
Yeah. I mean, that I will say now I can hear you because you said Coco Gauff. You said, oh, so women. So I'm like, oh, I've heard of women. Like
well,
men,
Coco
I go,
Gauff did also win in the women's doubles. So our
recently?
sister,
Okay.
for the French Open. Yes.
I love you being my sports reporter now. This is suddenly CNN.
No, look
Sports
at
Center.
See, I'm Stephen A. and you are.
Not too
you
much.
would be Club Shay Shay. You would be Shannon Sharp, not to be rude.
Wait, thank you. Actually, no, thank you.
That's
actually really important what you just said there. But I feel like we have to come clean as like we're sports people now.
Yeah,
like we're sport. Actually, I grew up playing like every single.
Yeah,
sport,
I know.
So
I've seen the photos.
Yeah,
but now you're back in the court.
I am. I'm balling
courtside now. Yeah,
I actually was literally. Yesterday, I'm like, what day is it? I was next to Ellie the Elephant at the New York Liberty game versus the Mystics, I think they were playing. And I said, this is living. This is what life is all about, is watching women sweat and yell and shoot threes and try to look them in the eye. Like, this is the purpose of being alive and also specifically a gay woman.
Oh, that's crazy, because then I talk about watching RHONY where women do all of those things and you have nothing to say. Huh.
You said so curious how you are really specific with your feminism.
I feel like you are the Jack Nicholson of the WNBA. You're always courtside. Tell me what's what. What's the latest?
I like to consider myself a Spike Lee, but like of the New York Liberty.
You would. That's my twin.
Yeah, I'm like getting kicked out. I'm like starting fights. I'm like sitting up with like merch dripping head to toe.
Screaming at the refs.
Yeah, precisely. But I'm specifically so invested in women's sports right now because there's so much drama. The girls are fighting, and I love when women fight. And I want to get in the middle and be like, hey, stop. Like, ladies. Like, stop fighting. I'm right here. You know? Does that
coming from someone who won't watch RHONY, but okay, yeah, go ahead.
But there is a lot of really fun and exciting drama. I mean, fun and exciting maybe is a choice word for it, but I don't care because I'm watching with lesbian eyes. I'm not watching as someone who is like, oh, a #1 basketball fan. I'm a #1 lesbian fan with a dream.
Yes.
I just support women.
Okay, so what's going on?
Okay,
what's the drama?
So Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
There are these rookies that came out. Angel Reese plays for Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever. And they had these huge blowout, like groundbreaking, record-breaking collegiate careers. Like they were really, really good at their like #1 players.
I remember seeing the video of them whenever Angel Reese was like showing the ring.
Yeah. There was just like the fighting started then. Like the fighting was preemptive. And also in general, there's always like bickering in the WNBA, but there's these extra eyes that are coming because, not entirely, I will say, because of them. Like this is just a spike that we haven't seen in women's basketball specifically in a very long time because of some of the additional eyes that came from their collegiate careers. And so they, they compete against each other, but you know, they always will be like, it's all love, like it's just a sport, blah, blah. But when I see Caitlin Clark on that court getting fucking body checked by Kennedy Carter from the Chicago Sky team, which is a teammate obviously of Angel Reese.
Mhm.
Cut to Angel Reese getting up from the bench like, yeah, like get her again. Hit her for me. Like that, it's so messy and it's so insane. And I do think that there's now all these conversations around women's basketball. I will take the extra eyes no matter what. I think women, the hottest thing a woman can do is play a sport.
So, okay, let me make sure I have this right. In one corner, it is Caitlin Clark, and she's kind of like the Roxy Hart of the WNBA. And
That
the other
doesn't translate to
corner,
me.
oh, you've never seen Chicago?
Oh my God. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. And then Angel
Lost my
Reese
gay
is
card.
the Velma Kelly.
Yeah. In some ways, it's because it's not just like Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. It's also this now conversation of like rookies versus vets. Because the rookies
Queen
are getting
Latifah.
that I feel like is a little bit more interesting to me. There are some, a lot of, again, eyes and a lot of people speaking up, like Charles Barkley did an interview basically being like, leave Caitlin Clark alone. Like all these girls should be thanking her. Like they have like, budget increases basically because of her, which is, again, not true, but Caitlin Clark did bring a lot of eyes to women's sports, a lot of additional eyes. And then Angel Reese did an interview where she was like, it's not just Caitlin Clark. And you would think she would maybe say like, women's basketball, like we have all these legends and all this legacy to refer to. But actually instead, Angel Reese is like, it's also me.
And I felt that coming in my spirit. I felt that's what you're about to say, and I was like, "Oh, this is that's my bitch." Like, oh, and I'm Angel Reese until I die. Like, I also feel a type of way about Caitlin Clark because when I said that Pauline Chalamet should play her in the biopic, people were getting mad at me because she's not tall enough. Well, when does that matter? It's called a movie. It's called Made Up. I don't know if you knew that, but not everything that happens on a movie.
Wait.
Cillian Murphy didn't make the bomb.
You're like, hate to break it to you.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Wait, who got mad? Did you like tweet this or something?
Girl, men. Who else has somebody to be mad about under my tweets?
Yeah, that's fair.
Men and barbs.
Actually, I can kind of see that. I can see.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And I think like Pauline Chalamet is like a very expressive actor. I think she could really do like the kind of basketball like playfulness, but like kind of shady. But like, I think Caitlin Clark, I perceive her as someone who is like not main character like syndrome, you know, like actually wants to just play like ball is life.
But she does on the court though, which is why I'm like, on the court though, I hate like we are not basketball like girls, but on the court, I will say Caitlin Clark she got an attitude on her. She got a little mouth on her, and I love
that.
it. I love when the girls bicker. I love when they fight, and it's what led me to so many goddamn Liberty games. You would think I'm on payroll the way that I am constantly talking about advocating for attending all these Liberty games. Like it is, granted, I do want that team and the Las Vegas Aces, if you're watching this, to run a train on me for sure. So like, I'm hoping all this labor, all this work I'm doing pays off in sexually. Obviously.
There's going to be a train some type of way because I've been to Liberty games with you and I only am with you running into exes. I'm only with you running into people who you haven't texted back.
That's the wrong train. I want a different train. I want the players, not the people. It's a little local. Sometimes I'm like, oh, every lesbian I've ever known, dated, ghosted is here. But that's kind of the beauty of these games. I'm like, oh, like this is a place for mess first. It's a game for sports, but mess actually is really what fills the room. And of course, not just the team. We're such a good team, the New York Liberty, obviously.
Oh,
but
she
Ellie,
said we. Oh, we speak French now.
Oh, it's collective. Again, the PR I'm doing for this team. Yeah, it's a we. I'm gonna use a royal we.
Oh, but I say I love Rhode lip gloss, and suddenly I'm sold out. How dare you? But continue.
A little, different. But yeah, Ellie the elephant, I will say, our mascot is simply, she outdresses these girls.
I would die for her.
She, talk about an attitude on the court.
Her tunnel videos, her walking the tunnel in her like full fit. The only thing though was that she needs to get that like blue streak in her hair redone. For sure. No, we got to talk about the hair. Yeah.
If that's a black woman, which good God, it better be.
Obviously. Ellie the elephant?
You know how these things go. I never want to know who it is.
That's a woman of color.
I never want to know. No one ever revealed to me who that is under there. But like as an honorary black woman, as an elephant as well, we need to work on her press. We gotta get her a 40-inch bust down.
No,
it's
I'm
gotta
just
be
saying,
nice.
like I want better for my sister. I need them to change the hair just a little bit. But everything else about her is perfect. No notes.
I will say my goal in life is to be her understudy. I would hope I can maybe audition one day. Call me.
Do you be able to make it in the suit?
Oh yeah, it probably smells crazy in there. Oh, God. I mean, I took you to one game before, but I think it's high time, especially considering the games are only better than they have been before. But I think we need to go back. I think it's time that I take you as in you pay for it. Happy Pride. And we go back to another Liberty game. You and I, babe.
Ally.
Talk, Valentina.
I know Brat is about to chart in my house.
Already has mine. I won't be auditioning for Ellie the Elephant, but I will be queening out with her the next game. I promise you that.
And speaking of queening out, we need more women getting their groove back 2024. If you are in the mood to get your groove back, stay in line. Do it.
Stay
Book
in line.
Catch a flight, not feelings.
Let Me Say This is a Wondery production. Follow us on socials at Peyton Dix and at Hunter H.
Let me say